In the vastness of space, where countless civilizations flourished, the Galactic Council of Alien Species had always viewed humanity as primitive, outdated, and insignificant. Earth's people, despite their relentless determination, had always been a joke to the advanced civilizations of the universe. Their technology was crude, their ships rusted, and their tactics were primitive. Yet, it was this very underestimation that would soon be their undoing. The star system of Zeros was home to the most powerful alien empire in the galaxy, Ixilnor. Their empire stretched across hundreds of star systems, their warships towering and unstoppable. They had crushed every foe, obliterated every threat, and enslaved countless worlds. So when the Ixilnor fleet detected an old human ship, a derelict relic from Earth's past, drifting through the outer reaches of their territory, they thought little of it. Another ancient human ship, drifting aimlessly through space, Commander Vrax muttered, rolling his 4 red eyes in disdain. Pathetic. His fleet of warships, the pride of the Ixilnor, gathered around the human vessel, a hulk of metal held together by rust and scrap. Its sensors were weak, its engines barely functional. From the outside, it looked like little more than space junk. "Shall we destroy it, Commander?" asked his tactical officer, a 6-limbed being with a mouth full of sharp yellow teeth. "No need," Vrax said, laughing coldly. "Let it drift. The humans are no threat. It's harmless." But what Vrax didn't realize was that the ship wasn't just drifting, it was waiting. The ship was the Grim Reaper, a relic of Earth's ancient space exploration. It had been built during the golden age of humanity's first steps into the stars, a time when the Earth was united in its ambition to conquer the unknown. Over time, the ship had been abandoned, left to float aimlessly in the cold void of space, forgotten by all. But it wasn't dead. The crew of the Grim Reaper had long since perished, their bodies buried in the cold expanse of the galaxy. But their legacy endured in the ship's hidden systems, systems designed for a war no one expected to fight. As the Ixilnor warships hovered in close formation, their sensors pinged, detecting strange energy readings coming from the Grim Reaper. It wasn't much, just a flicker, but it was enough to catch their attention. "What is that?" one of the officers asked, his voice filled with curiosity. "It's impossible," Vrax said, his voice tinged with annoyance. "The ship is ancient. There's nothing there." But the flicker grew stronger, brighter. Then, the ship's engines roared to life. A deep, resonant hum reverberated through the cold silence of space. The Ixilnor fleet froze. "What is it doing?" Vrax growled, now alert. The Grim Reaper wasn't just drifting, it was charging up. Its systems, long dormant, were awakening. Inside the ship, the last vestiges of humanity's technology, considered obsolete and irrelevant by the galaxy's advanced species, were coming online. The old ship was about to reveal its true nature. Without warning, the Grim Reaper launched a barrage of missiles, the likes of which the Ixilnor had never seen before. Their design was simple, primitive by galactic standards, but their power was unimaginable. The missiles shot through the vacuum of space, trailing smoke and fire as they barreled toward the Ixilnor fleet. "What in the stars?" Vrax began, his eyes wide in disbelief. Before the Ixilnor could react, the missiles hit. Explosions rocked the Ixilnor warships, sending massive shockwaves through their hulls. The impact tore through their armor, rupturing their shields and turning their advanced technology to scrap. One by one, the mighty warships of the Ixilnor fleet began to explode, their power grids overloaded by the sheer force of the human missiles. "Impossible." "How?" Vrax screamed, his mind struggling to comprehend the chaos unfolding before him. The Ixilnor had faced countless enemies, but never had they encountered something like this, something so primitive, yet so devastating. It wasn't just the missiles. The Grim Reaper began to unleash an unrelenting barrage of energy pulses, each one more powerful than anything the Ixilnor had seen before. They came from the ship's outdated weapon systems, laser cannons that had been abandoned for centuries. But they weren't just ordinary lasers. They were powered by a core of unimaginable energy, an ancient power source that even the Ixilnor didn't fully understand. The pulse beams raked across the remaining warships, cutting them in half, disintegrating them with terrifying precision. The Xilnor were helpless. Their shields were useless against the overwhelming force of humanity's forgotten technology. As the final Xilnor ship exploded in a fiery ball of destruction, Vrax's command vessel remained the last standing. His fleet was gone, reduced to nothing but space debris. This is not possible, Vrax muttered, his once proud voice now a whisper of terror. He stared at the Grim Reaper, which had now gone silent again, its weapons spent. The human ship floated like an ancient tomb in the cold dark of space. The battle had been swift, brutal, and one-sided. Xilnor, for all their might and advanced technology, had been no match for humanity's ingenuity and the hidden power of the Grim Reaper. Vrax turned to his officers, his face a mixture of fear and disbelief. We underestimated them. We all underestimated the humans. Aboard the Grim Reaper, there were no survivors, no cheers of victory, only the echo of forgotten warriors and the cold, silent void of space. But for the Xilnor, the message was clear. They had laughed at humanity. They had mocked Earth's ancient ships, dismissed them as nothing more than relics of a bygone age. But now, humanity had proven that even in the darkest corners of space, even with the oldest, most forgotten of weapons, they could still bring hell to their enemies. And as the Grim Reaper drifted off into the abyss, a quiet warning hung in the air. Never again would any species underestimate humanity.